What's going on, guys? ZucoWoW back with another War Within video. Hope you're all doing very well. We are going to talk about an 8-mask horrific vision run that my really good friend Astarael did. I have commentary with Astarael on this, and we're going to get to that in just a second. I just want to really quickly talk about the tribute buffs that are in here because I forgot to cover it in the main video. So this is a full 8-mask run. It's the most difficult run that you can do in horrific visions. And he did it on his priest. It wasn't mine. That's why Astarael's here. But we're going to walk you through exactly how to do it. What I want to say very quickly here is that you want to get the vision, tribute of the Vision Hunter and tribute of Elite Extermination. You want to get these up to 100% before you start this. I think that's actually pretty critical because then it means when you defeat an elite enemy, you'll restore 150 sanity from this Elite Extermination. If you only had like rank 1 of this, you'd only get 50 sanity back. If you only had rank 2, you'd only get 100. So you really want the rank 3 so you can get 150 sanity back. That is critical to the success of your run. The other buff, of course, is the Vision Hunter one. This gives you a stacking movement speed and haste buff when you're killing enemies up to 5. And again, instead of it being 1% at rank 1, it's 3% at rank 3. So you get 15% haste and movement speed, which is really, really big. So make sure these two tributes are maxed out before you try this 8-mask run. The way you max these out is just by doing as many horrific visions as you can until they get maxed out. Basically, that's how you do it. Otherwise, let's get right into the video. Again, it's going to be me and Astarael commentating how this goes. I know it's a longer video, but we're going to get into deep detail about how to do every single zone. I hope this really helps you guys. Let me know in the comments down below. Hey, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe. Let me pull up the video here. Astarael's going to help us kind of commentate what he was doing while going through this vision. And this is his video. I will link Astarael's channel down below if you want to go watch the raw video that he did over there. He's 680 eye level on his Shadow Priest, and you can see he forgot to buy consumables when he entered this vision. So don't do this because you're going to drain your sanity. But yeah, let me go over the masks really quick while we're looking at this opening zone. Remember, there's 8 of them, guys. So the first one drains your maximum sanity by 50%. The next one says moving causes void zones to spawn behind you, and if you stand in them, you'll lose 30 sanity per second. You can see these little purple swirlies that are spawning behind Astarael as he runs around. The third one says all sanity damage done by creatures is increased by 400%. So if you take any sanity damage from a creature, it's going to drain an enormous amount of sanity for you. And as you just saw there, Astarael was checking for a buff in the different buildings because there are random rares that will spawn in different buildings and you'll get buffs. We'll talk about those later once we actually get one. While you're below 50% of your max sanity, a horrific figment will spawn and start attacking you. That happens a bunch throughout the vision as well. The next one is that killing enemies will bolster nearby allies with vengeance. So as you kill multiple enemies in here, other enemies get buffed around them, and that becomes really significant actually with the next mask, which is the mask of the Nemesis, which says that your Nemesis will spawn every 25 kills. And you can see at the top of your screen right now, it says kills until the Nemesis spawns. He's got 5 left. So in Orgrimmar, the Nemesis that spawns is Gammon. You can see right behind him now, Gammon just spawned. So this is that kind of elite Nemesis mob. If you kill other mobs while Gammon is up, it will buff Gammon. So you have to be very careful about that. Be careful kind of when you're pulling Gammon, and I would pay attention to your little, you know, kills until the Nemesis spawns bar. That is just part of the base UI in the game. That is up there as well. The thing with Gammon is that when you kill him, he's an elite mob, and you get 150 of your sanity back when you kill any elite mob, including him, which is really huge. So it's kind of a kiss curse thing. When Gammon spawns, you got to be careful that other mobs don't die nearby him, but he gives you sanity back when he dies, which is awesome. Okay. Right now, Astarael is in the hut with the poison, and I believe green is bad, right, Astarael? If it's the one next to the guy,
yep.
Whatever color's next to him is the bad one.
Yes.
So then I think Astarael sees that and he'll click on green over here. This is a weak aura. It's linked down below, guys. So if you want this weak aura on the left side of the screen, you'll see he's going to click it right now. He goes and he clicks green, and it switches. The weak aura knows what potion means what buff or debuff. So now you know the red potion gives you 100 sanity. And all the other ones give you buffs, basically. And obviously, you don't want to press green. Green is the bad one. Okay? The last mask is the Mask of Multitudes, which says more enemies will be present in the vision, which I think, Astarael, you were saying that works well with the actual, like, spawning the Nemesis guy more often, right? To get you more...
yeah, basically, it like, there's more mobs, so the gammon will spawn more, and then you'll get more sanity back. So it kind of makes the 8 max run, like, the sanity not be an issue throughout most of it.
Yeah, I think this Mask of the Nemesis, I was just talking to Astarael about this a minute ago, but it feels like this Mask of the Nemesis will basically carry your sanity through the entire run. You don't really need to use your orbs unless you make big mistakes or before you fight really challenging bosses, which we will get to in a second. But for the most part, killing elites will get you enough sanity back. This is another buff right here. Narrows gives you 10% damage. And
so the way the buffs work is there's one in the starting zone, so it's either in that building or the building I checked earlier.
Okay.
The other building where the buff didn't spawn, that's a stamina buff. The one I just got here is a damage buff.
Okay.
And then there's one buff that's left, and it's in one of the lesser zones, so either the drag or the Valley of Spirits.
Okay, let me go to the map here. So it's either gonna, so you're saying there's obviously one in this first area, and it's either like here or here, basically.
Yep.
And then the drag is in here. There's another buff in the drag somewhere.
Yeah, there's in one of the rooms, there's like a portal. There's a portal, and you can click on it, and it spawns a...
Okay. Let's see if you get it
one
here.
of the things.
You're going towards the drag right now, right? So Astarael, guys, is going behind the house. He started here, and he cleared this, and now he's like basically right here, and he's working his way towards the drag. And we're gonna end up going up here to the Rexxar Zone, and then he'll come back. And again, we'll talk about that in a second. So right now, we're going towards the drag. I'm just gonna teleport till we get to the drag here. So there, he's entered the drag. There's Garona on the ground here, and you have to kill this big mob here. Right, it's behind Astarael right now. I'll just turn around in a second. You got to kill this big guy first, and then Garona will become interactable. And this guy's an elite as well, right? So he gives you sanity back?
Yeah, he's an elite.
Oh, man, your sanity's like already full. That's insane. You must have found a potion somewhere that I didn't see. Can't remember.
I think Gammon might have spawned. It's pretty easy to keep your sanity high in the first zone because it doesn't drain. It doesn't drain very much either.
And so like many mobs.
As you get into the lost areas, it'll start draining more.
Right.
So then you have to kind of pay more attention. But I didn't really use. I think I used like 2 or 3 potions the entire run.
There's one you grabbed.
You can min-max it a lot more.
Yeah.
There's
one you grabbed there.
I grabbed the potion because I got hit by a swirl, so I lost like half my sanity right there.
Yeah, you can see, guys, he's at 260 now. That's one swirly. He's at 535, and he lost it right there. Like, that's how much you lose, guys, if you get hit by anything, basically. Like, it's just really devastating. So then he continues on, and he forgets about Garona, which I think we've all done that. I pretty much do that every run. And then
so the house here on the right, this house here, I check.
Okay.
But sometimes there's a portal. If there's a portal, you can click on it, and it spawns a mob that gives you a buff.
Yep.
I don't remember what buff it does, though.
So if there isn't a portal there, then you just got unlucky. Is that what that means? There's no buff?
It just means it's in the other zone. There's always going to be two buffs. I think this one gives a crit buff.
Okay. So if it's not in this zone, it's in the other lesser zone.
Yeah.
So then here, guys, you can see Astarael's sanity. It's in that like lowish area, and it starts giving you those little like around your screen. Don't panic when this happens. Like, you've still got quite a bit. As long as you keep dodging the mechanics, it's fine. Because remember, Gammon's going to keep spawning. He's going to die here, and he's going to give Astarael another. He's going to take his sanity back up to 300. So don't panic and like use an orb when you're at like 180 or 150 sanity. You just have to keep playing well, keep dodging stuff, and you'll get another Gammon to spawn, and you'll get your sanity back. So Astarael's trying to click on these, but he hasn't got Garona yet.
Click on that.
That was awesome. He comes back here and he gets Garona, and I think you see that there is a potion, I believe.
Yeah, there's a red potion up on the little hill, so I just grab it.
Spots it right there. So remember, guys, in this run, red is good, but it's not going to be every run. Remember to get this weak aura, and it'll tell you which potion is good. There's 100 more sanity there, and then he loses 30. Walking through the puddle.
That's fine. The sanity, like it's not really an issue until you get to the lost areas, and then it starts draining more. So
yeah,
you can be pretty lean. It's pretty lenient.
Yeah, watching this through, it definitely It definitely felt to me like the sanity was quite lenient. Like I would have thought that you'd have to play 100% perfectly and never take any damage.
I just lost 30.
You just lost 30 again. Yeah. But that's definitely not true. You can take a little bit of damage. Gammon just kind of saves the whole run, to be honest. Yeah, we'll move forward. He's going to kill a bunch of mobs here. Again, his screen's going kind of crazy.
Scroll back a little bit.
Yep, sorry.
So this set has, so there's a couple mobs that you need to kind of prioritize.
Okay.
So in this area, it's the Dominators. They will do a stun cast. So they'll just like channel a stun on you. This pack has 2 of them, so you kind of just want to like nuke them down.
Okay. He's doing it. Okay.
So
he's doing Void
another
Bolt.
Dominator there.
That's it there. Touch of the Abyss.
That's the stun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I feared it here.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I feared it.
Okay. And there's other zones too. You'll tell us in the other zones too, but there's other mobs that are like the shamans in the other zone need to be prioritized as well, or else you're in trouble.
Yeah.
He almost dies here.
This pack got really bad because I missed my Shadow Crash or something. So like none of these mobs were dotted, so they took no damage. So I just kited a bunch.
A little bit of kiting.
And then Gammon spawned, which didn't help.
Oh yeah, but this is an elite. This faceless guy. Maybe he's not.
No, but Gammon is.
Gammon is, so you're gonna get your sanity.
It was mostly just sketchy because I was at like 5 health.
Yep. So again, guys, his sanity is at 100. And, you know, it's gonna go down to 100 here, but he'll kill Gammon and it'll go back up, and then you're good to go. Skip ahead here. He's at 250 again. Last room, you have to click here. Remember, you still have to do the regular Ogrimmar, vision. You have to like do the storyline of here. Don't forget to do that, of course. He's spawning a horrific figment right now because he's below his half of his sanity. This guy's just kind of annoying. And then here's the mini boss here. Now, you can tell them about the tree. I guess the tree is still huge here, right? For dodging the projectile.
Yeah, if you're a caster, when he starts channeling Void Torrent, you can run around behind that stump.
He's doing it right now.
It just misses all of it. You can also spell ward it if you're a paladin. You can, and if you're melee, you can just kite around because he just kind of channels it in a direction. So you can just like kite him in a circle and dodge all of it.
Yeah, if you're, I remember doing this melee, you can just ring around the Rosie around
in
him.
a circle. You can just run a circle. Yeah.
Here's another potion Astarael finds. Remember, red is good in this run. This is kind of a big one. Gets him back to like almost full. At 413 now. That's pretty huge. And then we're moving into one of the most dangerous. There's 2 zones that are most dangerous, and what that means is that your sanity drains quicker when you're in them. And then he has some new mechanics to deal with, which he immediately walked into. Yep. This
I did a really bad job dodging them this time. This is an elite.
Yes, Misha's pretty rough. He puts this like poison on you, and then when he dies, he spawns a bunch of ads that you don't like, right? That are annoying.
Not these. So there's 2 types of small ads. There's these, what are they called? Scarabs.
Scarabs.
So the scarabs kind of just hit you. But then there are these flying mobs called the Swarmers.
Okay.
And they will actually, when they get near you, they'll cast a poison dot on you. And if you get 5 stacks of the poison dot, you get stunned. And most of the time, that's just like the end of the run. Because not only are you taking a bunch of damage, you're also stunned.
Yeah.
And they'll just keep stunning you because they'll just keep casting it. So this pack doesn't have any Swarmers. Okay. Right, this pack in front of us.
Yeah,
just all scarabs, so that's fine. But you'll see later on there's like Swarmers.
Yeah. So what's happening to Astarael here is he spawns these little clones. Just show people, he's gonna spawn these clones. You have to kind of stop moving, and he just forgot you right there. He gets disoriented. That's fine. Then there's another mechanic under his feet here in a second. It's like a purple circle that will expand. You can see it right there, and that will just fear you. Thankfully, it doesn't do any sanity damage, but it does fear you for a second, which is annoying. Watch out for the breath on that guy. We'll skip past these. So there's Swarmers here you're talking about, yeah? These guys?
Yeah, the Akira Swarmers, yeah.
So again, 2 mobs that need to be like nuked. And you're just waiting for cooldowns right now. I think you have 9 seconds on your Void Torrent right now. You're waiting for that, I'm assuming.
I don't think I use it here.
Oh no, yeah, you didn't.
But you definitely want to kill the Swarmers. That's higher priority than anything else. So like you see them coming over, and I think
you have 1 now, right on you.
I fear them. Yeah, like I fear them because I think they're gonna like cast soon.
Now Gammon spawns.
Of course, Gammon spawns at the worst time possible.
So remember, guys, if he kills other mobs, he's buffing Gammon. It's like not a good thing. So just lots of kiting here. Even if you're a melee in this situation, you probably are going to want to kite all the way back down this hallway. Because again, remember, there's purple dots that are forming behind your feet. So it's like you're going to run out of space. You got to just kind of go backwards. Losing a little bit of sanity here, but he's going to get it all back with Gammon, thankfully, which is huge. Back to 367, and then we're back on the trail. This is a big clump of mobs here. He gets some scarabs.
So the way this pull is supposed to work is you're supposed to pull the bone. What is it? Big guy called the bone crusher right in front of you, and then the venom weaver on the left.
Okay.
But then I don't know what happened, but somehow all the mobs on the right also got pulled, but they shouldn't be linked. So it should just be like these two big guys. Yeah, you see, like once I start pulling, everything on the right also started moving in. None of that. Yeah, that should be a separate pull.
Time to run.
This was really sketchy.
Yeah.
Because nothing was dotted. So I think I haloed just in time, and the halo just killed it off. Killed all the swarmers off.
Yeah, thankfully there's no none of the bad guys that are going to put the dot. Oh no, those are the bad guys. Sorry, never mind.
They're all swarmers.
Oh, they're all swarmers. Oh my god.
I just ran away, and I think Halo killed all of them because I definitely didn't look back.
Holy moly. Yeah, that's well, if you want to be efficient, oh, look at how buffed this guy is. He's getting buffed. He's massive. Oh my god, you can't even move.
Yeah, and then Gavin spawned again.
Then Gavin spawns. Man, the mask of the multitudes really makes so many mobs spawn that you're just getting Gammon all the time. It's kind of insane. I wonder if they realized that was gonna make these like that makes the visions, you know, arguably a lot easier, right? That you're getting all this sanity back.
Yeah, I would say the only place where I wish they didn't do that was this area, because the teaming really makes it like makes some of these pulls. Yeah, the teaming makes some of these pulls really, really rough.
Yeah.
But also, like, I didn't really CC stuff. I wasn't really playing well, so.
I mean, you didn't mean to. You shouldn't have pulled all of that. That wasn't the intention there, so.
That's true. Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah. Here's a mini boss here. I don't know if you need cooldowns for this. You don't have any, so.
Not really. You just need to dodge these. So the breath, I kind of just tanked. I actually don't even know what the breath does. But yeah, this thing will drain like 150 sanity from you if you stand in the swirl. Ooh. So you just want to dodge those.
Okay. Yeah, I thought the breath used to be so dangerous. I remember dodging it back in the day. A lot of swirlies. So again, guys, you got to utilize your space here. A lot of the like affixes that are getting added by the masks are just kind of space, occupying space on the ground, forcing you to have to move in a certain way, just like he's doing there. You got to be really careful with your feet here. Another bone crusher and a lot of swarmers.
Yeah, this pack is scary, so sometimes I use my cooldowns on this pack. It's similar to the other pack. It's got a lot of swarmers, a bone crusher, and the weaver.
Okay.
Yeah, so just make sure you kill these swarmers quickly.
Okay. So then this is dead, and then I think you wait before you kill Rexxar. You're waiting for cooldowns. You have Void Eruption up. I guess you're good, actually. You didn't even use it.
I think I just go in and I just sanity orb.
You just orb, yeah. So he's at he's at 100 sanity here. Now the big problem with this fight, guys,
definitely wait for cooldowns here if you don't have them.
This is like arguably the second hardest fight, or maybe the hardest fight here. Like, what do you think?
I think this fight is harder than Thrall.
Harder than Thrall, which is the final boss.
Yeah, but he will die faster than Thrall, obviously.
Right. This fight is tough. I would orb here. You can also lust. Yeah, so I think Astarael ends up lusting twice. He uses drums twice in this entire run. This is one of the times you probably want to use it. And then tell me your boar strategy here, Astarael.
So basically he spawns boars at every 20%. So he'll spawn his first boar at 80 and then spawn more boars at like 60 and 40 and 20. So basically I just kind of nuked them down and waited for the 4 boars to spawn, and then I did an AoE fear, so you can like kind of AoE CC them or something. And then I just kind of kept tunneling the boss. So you can also go and try to kill the boars.
Yeah.
But they're like, you're getting knocked around. There's like traps. I don't know. Like, so it's easier, I think, just to nuke the boss.
Yeah, I agree. The very first boar right here is finishing his Void Quill cast, guys. And I want you to see how much sanity this drains. It takes 150 sanity away from Astarael. Just one of these things. So as Astarael's saying, you either fear them all or CC them all and kill Rexxar, or you have to immediately kill all the boars, right? Within like 3 seconds. Or you're literally gonna die. You're gonna lose all your sanity and die. So so
there I do a psychic link, or
yeah, let's back it up and we can play it.
Whatever, psychic scream.
Psychic scream, yeah.
I know how to play my class.
He does a fear. So here he's nuking Rexxar. I'm not gonna pause it this time. He's doing a ton of damage to Rexxar. That's why all the boars kind of come out at the same time, roughly, because he's hitting so hard right now. Then the knockback. He fears them and then kills Rexxar. It's that quick, guys. So, again, pick a strategy. You either have to kill the boars immediately or you CC them and kill Rexxar, I think is the good way to do it. Then you're going to take the windy thing back. And because of the way Astarael is doing his routing, you're only going to ever take one windy thing back. But you were saying to me that your sanity doesn't drain, right?
Yeah, you see the sanity freezes when you're flying.
At the top. That's perfect. So then it's actually, so like, when you're thinking about your route, if it includes multiple, like 2 of the windy things, it might not be the end of the world. But you still do have to run back to the next zone you're going to.
I'm going in the house right now to spawn the RP, to trigger the RP. There's a little bit of RP.
Okay, on Thrall. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is your finest hour, I think, in this entire. This is really great. So, as with some of the other packs, guys, the shamans in this pack are the most dangerous. They need to be dealt with immediately. Unfortunately, Astarael just wasn't quite doing that.
Yeah, so the shamans do 2 things. So they cast this lightning that does a ton of damage to you, but they also spawn these grab totems.
Right there, he's getting yoinked.
They're called endless hunger totems. And every time the totems get their cast off, they will yoink you. So having 1 is kind of annoying. Having 2 is
awful.
Really bad.
Yeah, it's awful. So he's getting pulled back into the swirlies he's putting on the ground. The little puddles. And they just keep yoinking him. The bounce house. Yeah, so strategy is immediately kill the shamans as best you can.
Kill the shamans. There's more shamans earlier, like in the beginning of the run, but they're usually just like single ones.
Yeah, and then of course Gammon spawn.
You definitely just want to nuke them down. And then Gammon spawn, of course, in the worst
of course
pack again.
Right before all the enemies died, Gammon spawn. I keep noticing that. So now Astarael is going to clear out this like hallway area. I'm going to go back to the game for a second. Routing wise, here's what he's doing, guys. We're up the stairs here. He's not going to go to the Valley of Spirits first. We're going to go down the hallway here to the Valley of Wisdom first. This is the hard area, the second hard area. And then he's going to come back and finish in the Valley of Spirits. Again, you can probably do it in whichever order you want, but that's just how he's choosing to do it. Here's a mini-boss. This guy has 2 things, right? He has a charge, and then he has a projectile that will go out and will come back. So here comes the charge, right?
Yeah, so the charge doesn't really do much, but after the charge, he throws the projectile. He just throw it in one direction and it'll come back. So as long as you dodge it, you don't have to move. So like, see here, I'm just not moving.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you had stayed, so you dodge at the beginning here, and then if you had stayed right here where you're standing now, you would have got hit, right? So you need to do an extra move over to the right and then dodge it. Yep. He kills that guy, and then again, we're moving forward. You're looking in this hut, I think, right? They're a rare
No,
here?
it's not. It's not this. I think there's like a toy or something in here, but
that's the haircut hut. I got my hair got cut in there when I went in there. I went bald. Nice. So this zone, we're going left at the beginning, right? Or got to kill this guy first.
I think there's a lot of mobs with teaming here, so usually I just go straight and just clear slowly. Yeah, okay. There's no point trying to like min-max this and like over pull, because it's really easy to over pull.
Yep. Okay.
Backing into stuff here.
So again, guys, he has the mechanic that spawns clones around him. I don't know how you got hit there. That was unfair. And then he has the fear as well, showcasing both of those beautifully right there. And then you're going to work your way towards this next mini boss, guys. It's up the hill here. I'm just going to skip ahead. So this is the last pack before this Void-crazed Hulk. Do you want to talk about him for a second? I think he has guaranteed damage, right?
The mini boss, if you have enough damage, you can probably go in there with like 200 sanity and be fine. If you don't have enough damage, you probably want to go in there with it like more than 300, because he does this throw. He throws you and it automatically drains 150 sanity each time, and he might get 2 off. Right. Yeah, I heard that you can maybe stand in one of the tents and he won't throw you, but I don't.
There's the throw.
I didn't really test it out.
Yep, there's the throw right there.
That just throw is not avoidable. So if he throws you, it'll drain 150 every time.
So the strat, guys, is basically like, if you have enough damage to kill him before he does his second throw, then you can walk in there with like 200 sanity. But if you do not, you have to be very careful. Yeah, Sarah's looking for potions. I don't see any either, unfortunately. There might be a potion inside that tent, but we're not looking, and it doesn't matter really. Again, guys, you can see the bulk of the sanity that Astarael is getting back is just from killing elites. It's really just what it is. You have to clear this pack here.
This pack
oh, okay. Let me look again.
Does the stun.
He's
that Dominator, see, like I just target.
Right here. Yep.
Yeah, that's the first one I kill.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. That's where like you're.
You don't want to pull the pack to the right of me because there are 3 Dominators with teaming.
Oh damn!
And unless you have like AOE kicks, they're just always going to start channeling stuns on you.
Yep. And then you just die.
So that one you avoid, and you don't need it on teaming. Because you basically need to get like a percentage of mob count.
Yeah.
But on teaming, because there's more mobs, you can actually skip that pack.
Right, because there's just so many more available. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the second mini boss in this zone is this guy. I think the main thing to dodge is his like barf that he puts on you, right? I mean, there's lots of things. That's the big
like
one.
Multiple swirlies is the one. I don't actually know what the single swirly one does because I think I got hit by it, but it didn't drain sanity.
Yeah, I think the only one that drains sanity.
There's one where he like sprays out a cone of swirlies, and that one is really brutal. You have to move immediately for that.
Yeah, guys, like you have to move. So this is the single swirl. Here comes the barf in a second. Right here, this visceral fluid. You have to move while he's starting to channel it. If you wait, you're gonna get hit. So there moves right there, and then they go off. Yeah, that's that. This fight's pretty simple, but it's pretty devastating. Like if you, you got hit by a swirly there, and you didn't lose sanity.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah,
I don't know what that does.
I think it just does. Let me check one more time and just see if you lose any.
I didn't lose any sanity.
Yeah, you're at 169. Yeah, you don't lose any at all. But so it's just the barf you got to watch out for, guys. That's it there. Second one. He goblin jumps out of the way, gets his sanity back, and then do you orb before the final boss in this area?
Yeah, so typically I would have more sanity, but I kind of played terribly, so I don't.
Right.
But because you don't really need the orb anywhere else, it's just I have 2 orbs. You basically if you're orbing on Rexxar and Thrall, you have 1 orb that you can kind of optionally use if you're feeling not safe. You can kind of just use it whenever you want.
Yeah. One quick thing, guys, is that if you're not in combat, you'll get sanity back at like the regular rate. As soon as you start combat, which you can do this, you can drop an orb and start combat, but you'll get less sanity back from the orb while you're doing that. So you can see he's getting 53, and then he starts combat and he goes to 26. It cuts it in half. So make sure your bar is like almost full if you want to have an orb on the ground while you're going to engage in a fight. Make sure your bar gets basically all the way to full.
Oh, there's something interesting on this boss. So basically I realized that when he spawns the orb, so you have to dodge his frontal, which is not very visible, but it's when he glows. Yep. So dodge that, and then he'll spawn orbs all around him that like kind of come out. I realized that it like you can just de-access it. So like I'm on this hill, and these orbs, when they come out, you can see they just go underneath me.
This one right here is going to hit you, but it doesn't. Yeah,
it just goes underneath. So you can I didn't realize this until like a couple pulls in, or a couple attempts
go up the hill.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty cool. So especially if you're ranged, if you're melee, it might be a bit harder, but if you're ranged, you can definitely do that. And then he's not going to take the windy thing, guys, because that's a red potion right there, right? But you don't even need it, I don't think.
Yeah.
Anyway,
he got like 30 sanity.
He's going to walk back. So we're walking to the final zone. This is the Valley of something. Wisdom, spirits, yeah. So now this one, there's totems you have to activate, and then there's a chance for a mini boss or a rare, sorry, on the docks here, right? And I think you get lucky. So we're gonna kill these, and then you see the rare over there, this guy, and you're gonna kill these guys next, and then we're gonna get to this. So this is lucky, right? That you got this one.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was gonna be there because I didn't get the other one.
So you're either getting
portal room.
You're either getting 10% crit from the portal guy or 10% haste from this guy.
Yep.
This feels arguably way better.
This is way better for me, at least. So this twisted lightning is a polymorph. I thought the polymorph was a different cast, so I didn't kick it. But then I got polymorph, so make sure you kick it.
Yeah, because then you'll get stuck in your puddles, guys, and you'll lose sanity. Right, I didn't realize that either. It is kickable, right? The twisted lightning. Okay.
It is kickable. Yeah, I just didn't realize that. I thought that was just a damage cast, and the polymorph cast was something else.
You're getting another potion here, which is nice. 100 sanity. Figment's got to die, and then a bunch of randoms to kill here. Are there any casters in here that are like super dangerous?
Yeah. So these crazed tormentors will all start channeling this like damage spell, and then the lesser void. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So the lesser, so there's a couple of things. The lesser void elementals, I think they put a debuff on you if you don't kick it. They put a debuff that makes you take more shadow damage, and then the crazed tormentors will all start channeling on you.
And then you'll
kill
take
them, like these mental assaults, and they'll do a lot of damage. Yeah. So you either want to kill them, prioritize killing them, or you want to kick the shadow debuff, which I'll show later. There's also a shaman on that pack.
Twisted Lightning, is that the poly? That's the same poly? Or no?
No, I think that just does damage from the shaman. Okay. But this is the same shaman that drops like the grab totem.
Right. So you want to kill him first. There's mental assault. Does that steal sanity, the mental assault, or just do damage?
No, it just does a lot of damage. Okay. It pulses damage. So I think this pack I showed, the Greater Void Elemental, is the one that casts.
Okay.
So when we start, you can see there is
Void.
He casts this Void Buffet.
Yep.
Which puts a debuff on me, and it makes, I think I hover over it at some point, but it makes me take more shadow damage.
Okay.
For like 6 seconds.
And then you'll have all those. Yeah, you have it on you again, I think, up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I hover over it now, so it takes 100% increased shadow damage, I think.
Yeah.
What it says.
That's crazy, right? So then if you get all those other guys channeling on you, you're just going to die, like, really quick.
Yeah, I just want to be careful. Usually, like, if you have enough damage, you just kill it before they start hurting.
There's 3 Tormentors here. You're going to Shadow Crush that one. So you have 3 Tormentors that you got to kill. Here comes the Mental Assault. Again, does not drain sanity, but will kill you. So be careful. Here's the next mini-boss. This one was easy for you. But he does spawn some waves, and then he does the silence effect, which for some reason, I don't think it mattered for you here.
He will silence you, or he'll like pacify you. This cast of hopelessness.
Yeah.
And then it'll drop like an orb.
Oh, it was right next to you.
Yeah.
See.
And does it again, so I pick it up, and then
he's already dead to your dots.
Other than that, you just dodge the waves, but usually you can just nuke him down.
Yeah.
Super quick.
Okay, so let's talk about preparation for Thrall. You're good to go. You have 1 sanity orb left, and then what are you doing here to prep for Thrall? Because you do a couple things here.
Yeah, so my Void Eruption is still like in its like weird phase. It doesn't, like, I just kill these to reset Void Eruption, so you can see my Void Eruption resets.
Now it's 47 seconds.
There's this tribute, which is pretty big. So obviously we talked about the Elite Extermination tribute, right? The one that restores 150 sanity every time you kill an elite. There's another tribute called the Vision Hunter, and it gives you 3% movement speed and haste for 60 seconds, stacking up to 5 times when you kill an enemy. So basically, right before I go into Thrall's room, I go and kill that pack to the right, and it'll stack it'll give me like 15% haste, basically.
Okay. I see it. That's awesome.
Which is huge. So like right now I'm waiting for cooldowns, but I see cooldowns are coming back.
So you're stacking the buff
is coming back
right now.
Yes, I'm just killing mobs.
That's sweet. Okay. I think that's like up here. That's maybe this yellow thing.
It's the claw looking thing. It's the like purple claw looking thing.
Oh, this thing. Okay.
Thing.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. So now you're getting into Thrall, and then you have 1 more orb. You might as well use it, even though you're basically full. And then you can fight Thrall while the orb's going if you want to. But you're waiting, I think, for... What are you waiting for right now? Something?
I am just mentally preparing myself.
Mentally preparing, yeah. Okay.
For the board. So you want to nuke these boards down immediately because they do the same like casts
as Rexxar. Yep.
So they'll charge in. You probably want to CC them and then just kill them. Once you kill them, there's a tendency for to want to try to burn the boss quickly, but it's so here I'm fearing them.
Yeah, because their void quills are about to go. You would have lost 300 sanity here, right? You feared them.
Yeah. And then luckily they died before they got their cast off.
Right.
So here, it's just Thrall and his mechanic.
Yeah.
So there's a tendency to just want to burn the boss down, but it's actually just easier to like focus on the mechanics.
Just
there's not a lot of mechanics going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you get stuck, if you get hit with like the defiled ground or anything, you're just going to lose enormous amounts of sanity, right?
If you get hit by anything, it's like almost done, because the defiled ground takes like 300 sanity, and then you also get stunned by other things, and it's just a mess.
He also has that frontal that's really hard to see, right?
The visuals are not clear.
So he does
all the abilities that the bosses you killed, the mini bosses you killed do. So everything that they do, he does. Almost everything.
And he starts attacking your thing from beyond, which is kind of funny. But yeah, you just, I think, as Astarael was saying, let's say you're playing a class that doesn't have a lot of dots. You really need to respect the mechanics then. Not that Astarael isn't. He is respecting the mechanics, but especially if you don't have things that are doing damage to the boss while you can just like run away, you absolutely need to respect what's going on here, or else you'll just die. It's just the boars. Once the boars are dead, the fight is actually quite simple. But you gotta respect it or you'll just lose. And that is the end of the 8 mask run. And you had, you know, you had full sanity by the end, which is kind of insane. But yeah, I hope, I don't know if you have any summary points, but I'll just say, I think one of the most important things that I kind of took away from it was the amount of sanity that you're getting back is primarily just from the elites, and especially Gammon. The more Gammons you get, the better it is. Obviously, you want to be careful when you spawn him, but getting 150 insanity or sanity back from every one of those elites is insane to me, and you don't have to use your orbs really that much, except for maybe, like you said, Rexxar and Thrall, and then you think you have like one additional one somewhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it. I think we covered most of the things. The main thing is like don't try to go too fast, I think is kind of the lesson, because you'll just make mistakes and kind of waste runs. You can see, like, even if you get hit by a mechanic or a swirl and lose sanity, there's opportunities to get it back, and you also have the spare orb that you can use whenever.
Yeah.
So
no, that makes sense for sure.
Just don't don't try to rush it, and then it'll actually be easier.
Yeah, I mean, I think like there was a couple moments in here where you got hit for hundreds of sanity, which, you know, whatever, that's just the way it went. But and even with that, you still had a full sanity bar at the very end. So that's definitely a good one. That don't panic, guys. I would say especially don't panic when you get when that, like, you know, the border of your screen starts getting all voidy. Like, don't freak out. You know, just stay calm, and you know, Gammon's probably right around the corner. You can kill him and get your sanity back. So that's it. That is an 8 mask run, and that's very cool. I am gonna try to do it myself. I've just been really busy with like life stuff right recently, but that's how you do it, guys. If you have any more questions down below, let me know. I will also link Astarael's channel down below. Thank you so much, Astarael, for coming and for commentating and for doing the run, and for showing us you know, all those mess ups that you had too. That was great.
Yeah, no problem. Anything for entertainment.
All right,
and content.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one.